All right, so we're going to jump right into this story about a family dinner that, just goes completely nuclear. It starts out like any other meal, but trust me, it ends with a truth bomb that absolutely changes everything. So picture this. You're at this super tense family dinner, just trying to keep things calm for your daughter's sake. And then your own sister, Vanessa, says this about your 7-year-old kid, loud enough for the whole table to hear. This one little sentence, it's the match that's about to light the whole thing up. So that brings us right here, a dinner of disrespect. We've got our main character, Claire, and her little girl, Lily. They're at this nice restaurant with the family, but you can just feel it, right? They're not really guests. They're more like the evening's punching bags. And just look at how this plays out. It's so petty. Vanessa's twin boys are sipping on some fancy imported juice, and what does Lily get? Tap water. And it gets worse. The other relatives actually chuckle at this. Can you believe it? Then Claire's own mom jumps in and says Lily is lucky to even be invited. This isn't just an accident. This is a full-on calculated move to make a 7-year-old feel small. And yeah, that was it. The final straw. You know that moment? After years and years of just taking it, of biting your tongue, seeing the look on her little girl's face was the breaking point. Claire just decides that's enough. No more being the family punching bag. She is done. But here's where things get really interesting. Right at that moment, when she's about to snap, the whole vibe of the room changes. And that brings us to this next part. The owner's only cake. This is the moment, the surprise, that's about to flip the script on this entire family. So Claire just completely owns the room. She stands up, tink, 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 taps her glass. Everyone goes quiet. And she says she has a special announcement, a little celebration. And with every single eye glued to her, she opens this cake box and just slowly spins it around. Oh, the suspense is just perfect. And there it is, the punchline. Right there on the cake, in this bold black icing, just 2 words, owners only. The entire table just freezes. Total silence. You can practically hear their jaws hitting the floor. And of course, it's Vanessa who breaks the silence. She's all confused and sputtering like, what's that supposed to mean? She has no idea what's coming, which just makes this whole thing, so much better. So, while the family is just sitting there, totally clueless, Claire is getting ready to serve up the main course. And it's not cake. It's a huge, steaming plate of truth. A reality check that they have been avoiding for a very, very long time. And boom, there's the bombshell. Claire looks every single one of them right in the eye and just drops it. This restaurant, this entire place, it belongs to me. I mean, can you imagine? Total, dead silence. The place where they just treated her daughter like dirt? Yeah, she owns it. And this is the whole point, right? This giant canyon between their perception and her reality. In their minds, she was the family disappointment, selling cupcakes out of her car. But the truth, the reality, she's a successful business owner. She's the one who signs the paychecks for the people bringing them their food. She's literally their host. And what's the first thing her mom says? Oh, it's a classic. She tries to flip it. Well, maybe if you told people, we wouldn't have said what we said. Like, somehow it's Claire's fault they were awful. It's such a weak excuse, and Claire's just not buying it. Not for a second. Nope. Claire shuts that down hard. No, she says, you knew. You just didn't care. Oof. She just calls them out right there. This was never about them not knowing. It was about them not caring. They never cared enough to ask, to pay attention, to actually see her for who she was. And then she brings the receipts. She lays out the whole history. This wasn't some one-off insult. It was a pattern, a long-term pattern of disrespect. Making her and Lily sit in the corner, making her daughter feel like a burden, giving Lily plastic utensils while their own kids used real silver, even laughing when Lily got nothing for her birthday. It's just a brutal takedown, but it's one they absolutely needed to hear. But you know what? That truth bomb, that was just the appetizer. Now it's time for the main event, the final bill. Because the check for all those years of disrespect is about to arrive. And this next part is just chef's kiss. It's savage. Claire, as the owner, has the staff move her family to this tiny little table in the corner. And then, and this is the best part, little 7-year-old Lily is the one who walks over and hands them the bill. Talk about poetic justice. And the bill? Oh, it's a big one. $862. That's what you get for the private room, the imported juice, the fancy meals, and yeah, a nice little tax on your own arrogance. I would have paid good money to see the look on their faces. And the bill spells it all out. Every single charge is there. But the real cherry on top, the final twist of the knife, is the handwritten note from Claire at the bottom. It says, "No comped bills for disrespect." It's so direct. The message is crystal clear. You don't get to come into my house, disrespect me and my child, and expect a free meal. And get this, other people in the restaurant saw the whole thing go down. One woman actually stood up and started applauding. She said, "I'd eat here every day just to see someone finally stand up to their own family." I mean, how powerful is that? It's this incredible moment of validation, showing that Claire wasn't just standing up for herself, she was standing up for everyone who's ever been in that position. So after all that drama, after tearing everything down, the story shifts. It's not about destruction anymore. It's about creation. And that brings us to the final part of our story, building a new table. There's one last little exchange. Her mother tries to save face, with this desperate excuse, "We were just trying to push you to do better." But Claire isn't letting her get away with that. She corrects her right then and there. That wasn't pushing, that was abandoning. Mocking someone, belittling everything they work for, that's not pushing, that's just cruel. And then comes the final nail in the coffin. Claire just delivers this one last line, and it is devastating. She tells her mother that the woman you once called disappointment now signs the paychecks of the people who made your meal. Wow. Just wow. How do you even respond to that? You can't. It's game over. So in the end, Claire raises her glass and she makes a toast, and she turns her own personal win into this amazing lesson for everyone. The message is simple, right? Stop trying to get a seat at a table where you're not even wanted. Go out and build your own table. And when you do, make sure everyone there has a seat. And really, that's the big takeaway from all this. It leaves you thinking, doesn't it? Who gets a seat at your table? Who are the people you choose to surround yourself with? And are you making sure that every single person you invite feels welcome, feels respected, and feels like they're worthy of a whole lot more than just tap water?